Hi, I'm Greenblatt Sam, and welcome to my Final Fantasy XIII strategy guide for NextGenWalkthroughs.com. To begin with, I'll go over just the basic battle menu and all that you can do within it. Alright, there's an auto battle command that will automatically pick your attacks, magic, curing, whatever it is, based on your class, what your character will perform to support the party or bring the chain higher. The abilities contains everything you can do in a certain class, like attack, or if you're a Ravager, it's magic, like fire, thunder, water, and blizzard. And the next token or tile would be where the techniques, where Libra, later your summon command, and some certain commands like Quake are located, and you can perform them straight through there. Now the item is basic Phoenix Downs items, and let me blow your mind that Phoenix Down is like the feathers of a phoenix. Probably didn't know that, did you? Now to cover another topic, which is chaining. This is a main battle mechanic that allows you to take down really strong opponents with what you'd think would be a huge amount of HP, but turns out that it isn't. When you do chaining is dealt with a commando and a Ravager. A commando stabilizes the chain so you don't automatically lose it, whereas the Ravager helps build it higher and higher until the enemy is staggered. The stagger is the point where any attacks do almost 3 to 4 times the normal damage based on how high you can bring the chain. Now, when they are staggered, the chain just shoots up rapidly. It'll be to a point where you're doing almost 2,000-3,000 damage at 800% in the beginning of the game. Just recently, I fought a boss where I had the chain up to about 900, and I did 20,000 damage in a single attack. So chaining is your key to taking down the bigger, badder bosses and any kind of enemy that is, well, tougher than the average dude. Alright, the next aspect of the main battle mechanic is something called a paradigm. A paradigm is basically a class, which you can switch almost instantaneously within battle and heal or support your characters or take off like a barrier off an enemy. Each individual paradigm has its own unique skills as well as attributes. Each is leveled up through the Crystarium, which I'll cover later, but for right now, each paradigm does a different thing. The commando is there to help the chain and keep the chain stable so it doesn't automatically drop down. The Ravager is there to help build the chain and so you could stagger an enemy and start doing massive damage. The Synergist is there to support your party and cast spells like Protect, Bravery, and other sorts of like support spells, whereas the Saboteur is there to cast Slow, Debarrier, and other things that will be harmful towards the enemy. The Sentinel is almost useless in a two-character party situation, where this is because another person is not there to attack, so basically what the Sentinel does is to draw their fire and just kind of take massive damage and almost take nothing from it. And in a small party situation, this is almost useless because you usually don't have anybody to attack or anybody to help you build the chain. Now the final aspect I'd like to cover is something called a summon. Each summon you have to fight and actually unlock before you can use them in battle. Each summon has a unique element that it's strong with, and it does take 3 TP points to summon. No matter what you're doing, it always does this. During the summon, they'll automatically get rid of all your party members. It'll be you and the summon, and he'll have a certain gauge that'll just count down as he gets attacked or he attacks. And there'll be a little button on the right hand corner that's either X or square to tell you to go into Gestalt mode. And in Gestalt mode, you'll go into a point where you can use a quick time action sequence to do damage and then a final kind of overdrive moment where the final attack is given out doing massive damage to each of the enemies. These summons are helpful for just kind of drawing fire away from your team and giving them a nice heal before they go back into battle. The last thing I'd like to talk about is a technique called Libra. And Libra is basically there for letting you discern the attributes of your enemies and learn their weaknesses. And that's basically it for basic battle tactics. This is Greenblatt Sam, signing out.